One thing I wish the world knew more about. My naturopathic doctor is amazing. He has taught at the naturopathic college and went to one of the best. I'm in Oregon right now, and I think his may have been in Oregon. Very well known in that world. So something that seems so simple and most of us don't know. Vitamin C. Many of us know to take it when we're not feeling well or we think we're getting a cold or something. There's, Airborne came out years ago when people are going to be on an airplane and exposed to things. There's emergency. And what my naturopathic doctor taught me was that, number one, the recommended daily allowance for vitamin C is not for our optimal thriving health and immune system. It was created based on what is the minimum amount we can give sailors to prevent scurvy. I remember learning, at Mystic Seaport, maybe they talked about this, but in school too, they would have citrus fruit on the ships, and that's how they got their vitamin C, because without that, you get scurvy. Now, I forget what scurvy consists of, because I remember in my head, I think I heard, it sounds like curvy, and maybe I kept thinking of scoliosis, and I can't remember if that's why they would walk bow-legged, but I think it's a big enough deal to be aware of. That's why they studied it. So the recommended daily amount is not what keeps us healthiest, it's how do we avoid scurvy. And so he recommends, I think it's 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams per day, and more when you've been exposed to things you want to avoid. So at the beginning of recent viral situations, he sent out a message advising us you build up slowly because you don't want to have digestive issues from suddenly raising it a high amount. Similarly, you go down slowly, you don't just drop off, or that can have your immune system kind of not know what to do with itself. And I have I was just taking, this may not be the highest quality, but it's something, and it's easily taken. I've been putting a lot in my water. There's these fizzy things, but I kind of wonder, it says, Oregon thanks you, come back soon. That's cute. Sipping on that all day may not be the best for teeth. At least this gets in, you're done. Entering Sheldon National Antelope Refuge and something. Welcome to Nevada.
Welcome to Nevada.
Sheldon National Wildlife Refuge. And I can increase my speed by a lot. So, sometimes it's hard to remember. And it's such a simple vitamin that I think we don't really think about. He also said it can help lower inflammation and a lot of other things. I think we take it for granted because it's such an everyday vitamin that we maybe don't realize how much it can help us. And he's been able to help people with high inflammation get it down and become a lot healthier and balanced, etc. And I'm trying to remember the other things. Oh, months into COVID, the news was saying, we are finding that those who have been taking vitamin C are having better recoveries, as if they discovered it. He was saying this at the beginning, and really, he was sharing this information far in advance as well. So, people can do their own research. This is what I've learned from him. I find it very beneficial and interesting that it's so easy for us to not know about. Oh, he also said we are one of the only mammals that does not create our own. Various animals synthesize or create our own vitamins within our system. This is one that we do not. And that's why we need such supplementation, whereas other mammals do not. Other vitamins to be aware of: vitamin D. Most all Americans are very low. Doesn't matter how much sun you get. And our soils are depleted, so we're just not getting the nutrients that maybe our grandparents may have. And magnesium is another one of those. The reason you can never get enough in a daily vitamin is because it's so bulky, it takes up so much space, it needs its own vitamin. And this can help people with anxiety. It can help, I think it's the smooth muscles, so like a lot of people will take it to have more regular digestion. I've heard of people, their blood pressure evens out when they have it. It's another one of those important ones that we kind of forget about. I don't know as much about potassium, but potassium is also talked about along with magnesium a lot of the time. I think it's considered in the electrolyte, like when people talk about, oh, you need to balance your electrolytes. And it's, again, one of those ones we easily take for granted. I remember when I tried eating a high magnesium diet, I had this tracker that you put in what you eat, and it tells you, how much of the nutrients you're getting. Couldn't come close to daily amount, even trying to eat foods high in magnesium. Presumably, we have to supplement these days. And the fact that the president of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, Russell Nelson, who was a doctor for many years, told us, take your vitamins. That is one counsel that's very wise to consider. I'm often quoting the omnivore's dilemma as well. They may not talk as much about specific nutrients, but fish oil is another one that helps lower inflammation. And from what I understand, most people would benefit from taking. Thankfully, the naturopathic doctor had advised sources and, what he would recommend. And I find even the ones that supposedly aren't going to taste bad and give you the fish burps, they still do. But I find if I take it before the meal, it minimizes that. But also, it's so pretty. I wish I could flip this camera. I don't know if it'll let me. I don't think so. And I also find when I'm hungry, it's easier to swallow pills more easily, even the big ones. Whereas if I've already eaten and I don't want to eat anymore, taking something that you have to kind of like force down and may not taste great is a lot more effortful. So I meant to talk primarily about vitamin C, but ended up saying a few more things, but wanted to share the knowledge that has helped me a lot and I think would be helpful to be more well known by the masses. So consider learning about how to optimize our health and our bodies. And may health and peace be with you.